Hey guys, today I'm going to show you a neat little trick here, and pretty much on a Honda Accord. This is an '05 model, and what it is back on the, they call it the upper left on the transmission, and as you can see, this one is broken. So what we're going to do is we're going to modify and make our own bracket. Now this one's just got the cracks around the on two spots of it. The rest of it's still pretty much there. So you're going to need to go to a hardware store and pick up some of this pretty cool stuff. This is polyurethane adhesive, and it is beyond strong. I mean, when it says permanent, this stuff is pretty much permanent. You're going to need a couple bolts here. These are 2 1/4 inch, literally 1/4 inch bolts, so that way you can drill a hole through. And then used a socket box, and it's thick, just thick enough to do what we're going to do. So the first thing I did was I took one and took a Sharpie and drew out a rough pattern about the thickness of what the centerpiece will be, and also what it would take to fill the inside here. You want to get it pretty close. It don't have to be perfect, as long as it'll kind of go in there. That way when you tighten the bolts, it'll pretty much snug it up. So I'm going to go and make another one, and then we're going to draw out and cut the very center out, and then I'll show you how we're going to do this. Alright, now that we got both of the sides of the plates cut, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and drill out what we can on this. Then I've got a jigsaw right here with a metal cutting blade. So I'm going to drill as much as I can in here, then I'll take the jigsaw, I'll trim it out so it fits up on top of this. Now you want to give it a little bit of space so it can still flex a little bit, because you don't want to totally make it a solid mount, but you want it to give it just a little bit to flex area. So then after I get this made and it fits on there, then I'll copy it onto the secondary plate. Then we're going to drill the 4 holes. You'll have one here, 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 and here. It just holds the plate together and keeps all the polyurethane filler inside to make it a solid, kind of semi-solid, performance-y type of mount without the high cost. So let me get this drilled, cut, and then I'll be back. That's about what you want right there. So when it's bolted down, it still has a little bit of play in there to move around. Once you fill the bottom with the polyurethane filler adhesive and put the other plate on there, now the other side's going to be a little bit bigger of a hole so that it'll fit around with the actual, I guess technically it's kind of like a little gusset of rubber. So that way we'll get that taken care of. So we're going to go ahead and modify the second one. Then we're going to drill the 4 holes in here. It's just 1/4 inch holes, and then what we'll do is we'll get it ready to go. Now this right here will give it a better performance feel, and to keep it from breaking. Now if you've got one that's completely broken in the center, I wouldn't do that one. This one's just got a crack in it. We're going to go ahead and modify it, and then once we spread it out and put the new adhesive in there, it should fill it up pretty good. So let me go ahead and get back on it, and I'll get the other one ready. Okay, here's what the bracket looks like so far. As you see, I went ahead and took 2 vice grips, and as you see right here, and I clamped them together, drilled all the way through, so that way they match up pretty good. Now the next thing you're going to do is, once you get this bad boy off there, you're going to go ahead and right where this is, since this one had a little bit of a mess up right there, we're going to go ahead and put some of the 5200 in there. And trust me when I say this stuff is permanent, it's super strong. It will hold that, especially when you put the brackets up on there and bolt it together. You fill up the outer edge and you're kind of making like a semi-solid, but it won't be the same as a metal on metal type of solid. So you'll get flex in there. It won't make the vibrations you'd get on a metal to metal type mount, but this will get a lot more performance out of it. So especially when it's torquing into 3rd and 4th gear kind of thing. So we're going to go ahead and put this on there. I'm going to break out the 5200 and get it ready. Now just remember, whatever you get this on, you better clean it up then and there. Don't put it on somewhere where you accidentally keep it on your screwdriver. Stuff's pain in the butt to get back off after that. So let me go ahead and get this mounted in here. The other thing you're going to need is a little bit of duct tape, because when the bracket's sitting in there, you want to go ahead and have any of the holes filled with duct tape, so that way it won't just start oozing out until it starts to get attacked to it. So we're going to go ahead and get this one ready, and I'll show you as soon as I get some of the 5200 in it. Okay, your mount should look something like this. As you see, I got the bolts in there, I've got the tape so it doesn't ooze out. Now I'm going to let it sit for a few minutes so that way it will start to cure some, and then I'm going to tighten down the back side. That's about what your bracket should be looking like right about now. So I'm going to go with this, and then I'll be back when it's bolted up. Alrighty, went ahead and applied the 5200 as you see, put the bolts in there, went ahead and got some nylon locking cap type nuts on the back side. So as soon as that finishes drying, we'll apply it. Okay, now it's pretty much tacky now, or it's got enough that I can actually touch it a little bit. So by the time I'm all said and done, it's going to get a little bit of paint on it, so it won't look like that. You can't see this underneath on where the brackets go anyway, so you won't be able to see it at all. So the next step is pretty much just cut off the back stuff. Just that's what it looks like. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these last two off. We'll get a little bit of paint on it. We're gonna put it back up in the car. All right, I said I'd show you a shot of the modified mount up in the car, already painted. It got dark on me, so finishing putting the transmission in. Mounts on there, getting ready to put the top bracket on, then airbox back in there. So just want to show you guys, that's the modified mount. Hope you guys enjoy it.